know, one pan, all the flavour's going to go into it. Cover it over just for a couple of minutes to finish those eggs off nice and light. Right, so we're going to start off just by starting to warm the pan. Keep it on a low heat just while we prepare the veg, just to get it to warm through. Obviously, the beauty of the copper pan is super conductive, so all that heat comes out. So super low heat just while we start preparing. Some wonderful red onion. For me, it's just that slightly more sort of fruity, softer flavour than the white onion.
Bit sweeter.
That's it. Absolutely delicious. And we've got a lovely.
And it adds colour.
Indeed. We've got a lovely rapeseed oil. So we get that going in there. Good amount, in my opinion. Brings a lot of flavour, lovely little richness to the dish. And then we're just going to start by finely chopping some red onion. Doesn't have to be too perfect, I feel. And then just finely slice some garlic.
So slicing rather than crushing?
Yeah, for me with this dish, it's nice to actually get almost a little bit of that garlic in there as you eat it.
Crushing makes the garlic much stronger, doesn't it?
I believe so, yes.
It releases some chemical within the bowl.
So with the onion as well, you know, nice sharp knife, and that stops the eyes watering, if you want to understand. So, pan not too hot, oil nice and warm, and we're going to go in, and all being well, we'll get a nice little start to fry up. Now for me, always with onion, garlic, add a pinch of salt at the beginning, and that helps to start to draw out that moisture. So it brings out all the excess water, concentrates the flavour, and starts to develop the flavour. For me, seasoning a dish as we go along helps to develop those flavours. Absolutely wonderful. Not too small on the onion or garlic. I like that little bit of texture as you're eating it. You sort of want that to continue.
And nice and gentle, so we're not getting a quick browning on the onions. We're just softening them.
Absolutely. As you say, that sweetness, bringing it out, allowing that to develop. Again, similar shape. So it all sort of cooks around the same time. Take out the seeds of the pepper.
That's my favourite way of
just
taking the
say,
seeds out. It's brilliant.
The best jobs in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to slice this down.
Would you consider using multicoloured peppers, or do you just want the red for the sweetness?
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of the green. I like that sort of bitterness, that sort of contrasting flavour. For me, it's a lovely little addition. Yellow, again, you get a lot of sweetness from it. Yellow or orange, a lot of sweetness from it. So
I think the green pepper is somewhat underrated.
Absolutely. I'm a big fan. All that pepper, we need to just start bringing out some of that moisture, allow it to cook down. So turn the temperature up ever so slightly. Okay.
I like you said the copper was fairly interactive there. As soon as you turn the heat.
Immediately melts.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's beautiful. Non-stick as well, so you know, nothing sticking, no caramelisation. We're going to cook this down for 2 to 3 minutes, just allow it to start to sort of soften and all those flavours come out. And we're going to use 2 types of tomato. We've got some fresh tomatoes and some tinned tomatoes, tinned baby tomatoes. For me, it brings the best of both worlds. You get that lovely freshness from obviously the fresh ones, and that slightly sort of more concentrated flavour with the tins. So a bit of both in there.
Are you going to put the tomato juice in, or just
We'll try and get the most of the tomato. A little bit of the juice as well, I find, is always good. Brings, again, allow that to cook down, brings that little richness to the dish. So, before we do that, in with a little paprika. Not too much. Just to bring a little warmth.
Is that a sweet or a smoked?
This is a sweet. You could use smoked. I just like a little bit of that flavour in there. And again, cook that out in the oil so you can just see now the oil's taken on all that flavour. The thing for me with this dish, it's so versatile. You can take the spice, you can add some cumin, you can add some fennel, fenugreek, you can add anything you want. It's, so we're going to go in fresh tomatoes first, just to give them a chance. And I don't for me, I just break the skins and then just drop them in, and it will just allow them to break down nice and natural as we go on.
I think it's really nice when you're giving purchase seeds and tomatoes a bit more oomph as well.
Yes, yeah.
Winter tomatoes can be a bit bland.
Indeed, absolutely, absolutely.
I'm all for seasonal, but I don't believe in giving up tomatoes.
No, tomatoes are good.
No,
And these are
lots of
wonderful.
the winter.
These are lovely little babies. You can see the colour. I tried a couple of earlier actually, and they're lovely. They've got that sweet and sharpness in there as well. Just give these one minute just to start to break down. And again, I like, you know, the flavour and the texture as you go through the dish, so you're going to get sort of elements of that pepper and the onion, and of course those lovely fresh tomatoes. You see the tomatoes just starting to open up there as the skins cook. Now we'll go in with some tin tomatoes. As we say, we're going to take the tomatoes, not too much of the juice, although a little bit of that is a good thing.
So, well, if you're going to boil this properly, you might just make it a good one, but it's not really a lot of trouble, is it? It's very simple.
This is it, and you know, and it looks fantastic, doesn't it? It looks beautiful, as you say, nice and colourful, nice and inviting. That a few minutes to cook down. You want that real sort of rich tomato sort of tomato stew, isn't it? You want that lovely flavour, nice and rich. The onions have cooked out lovely. The garlic's obviously softened. Paprika's cooking out, and the seasoning, and that's all just getting
That
into.
base could be used for so many other things, though, couldn't it? You could,
Absolutely.
if you really wanted to, you could mix it in with a soup out
Yes.
of it, chuck some pasta in.
Yep. Very, very versatile. Absolutely. Looks great. Smells wonderful. Lovely bit of
really
spice.
We haven't got smelly vision, have we? Should be nice.
Unfortunately not. Alright. So while this cooks down, we're going to chop some coriander. We'll take this one. Right. That's all. Wonderful. Oh, God. Nice and rustic. Again, for me, I like that sort of, as you eat it, you get sort of the bigger pieces. Doesn't need to be too fine. Lots and lots of flavour. And every single mouthful being slightly different. Sort of, you know, nice little adventure as you go through it.
Coriander's one of those love it or hate it, isn't it?
How do you, what's your?
Love it.
Love it? Good.
Yeah,
We'll put it all
love
over
it.
then. So you can see, cooking down. Absolutely delicious. One more minute and then we're going to drop these beautiful eggs. Just going to do 3, so we're going to build like a little well, turn the temperature down, drop the 3 eggs in there, lid on the top just to create that steam, just to gently cook the eggs. Season it last minute with some fresh black pepper just on top. Right, so start to make the indent for the eggs. Really important for me, room temperature eggs when these go in. Much debate as to whether you should keep them in your fridge or not, but even if you don't, if you do, bring them out in advance, just allow them to room up. It helps the cooking process. It's a
No
lot quicker.
argument here. Don't keep them in the fridge.
Yes, so there we go. So I'm going to go.
Beautiful colour on those yolks.
Yeah, super. There we go. So eggs in, and you can see them cooking away in that lovely tomato sauce. All that flavour coming in. Turn the temperature down, nice and gentle, just gently cooking away. A little bit more seasoning on top of the egg, so all that flavour's underneath now. Tiny little bit on top. We'll get the black pepper ready to sprinkle on top. I'm just going to drop a lid on there, so you see.
Yeah.
Just for 1 minute, and all that steam, the evaporation of the tomato will just cook down on top of the egg. Just been cooking just for a minute or two. Absolutely wonderful. The eggs are just cooked in there. Tomato sauce is simmered right down, which is absolutely delicious. Concentrated those flavours. Looks delicious, doesn't it? So we're going to go on lots of fresh cracked black pepper, and then to finish, your wonderful chopped coriander.